This film is an unauthorized exploration into the life of Lonnell Pickens, known by his stage name Chinx. The perspectives presented in this film are independently gathered and do not represent the official views or endorsements of Chinx, Entertainment One, TRMG Incorporated, nor his estates or any associated parties. They say Chinx and Hamir had a verbal altercation backstage. Sources say Chinx called him out as being a snitch in front of everyone. Quincy Hamir was there himself to promote his music, in which you can hear his song in the background during one of Chinx's vlogs. The song was called I Don't Know Nothing.
Saturday night, he had a party to go to that he was hosting.
Shout out to Chinx, what up, baby? It's my homie right here. Real homie. She's day one. You know what I'm saying?
Got close and just went and just shot. He was still talking. He like, yo, let's get us out of here.
Hamir was seen in the background hanging out with Uncle M in an interview where you can clearly see him wearing a RIP Chinx hat. Knowing he was going to be on camera or around celebrities that knew Chinx makes people scratch their heads.
Oh, man.
I can't be a sister about my buddy, goddamn.
And one more.
It's your job to prevent it. Where the f was his security at?
Beyond the music, Chinx's story is one of the harsh realities that often accompany the pursuit of greatness. His influence on the hip-hop scene remains profound, reminding us of the complexities of fame and the enduring spirit of an artist who will never stop striving for greatness. This documentary explores Chinx Drugz' journey, his impact on the world, and the legacy he leaves behind, a legacy that speaks to the enduring power of hip-hop and the voices it elevates. Given the government name Lonnell Pickens, Chinx was born and raised in Far Rockaway, Queens. Chinx lived in north of the Edgemere houses, now known as the Open Bay Apartments. He also stayed in the Redfern Projects, home of the popular rapper Stack Bundles. He attended local public schools PS 42 and PS 215. His family eventually moved to Amityville, Long Island after his mother remarried to Harold Clinton. There he attended Amityville High School and worked at the Pathmark grocery store. During his school years, Chinx would show interest towards rap, in which he would start rapping with his friends during lunchtime. Chinx revealed that he would use his street money and invest in studio time to find his sound with music. Before getting his fame and popularity in the music world, Lonnell was given his nickname, which was his mantra in the music industry. He got the name while hustling in the streets of the Far Rockaway area. He added Drugz to the end, obviously because of that hustler's resume. Now, before there was a Riot Squad music group, there was S5. S5 is a 5-member group. Understanding the strength of numbers, the childhood friend to Chinx, Stack Bundles, decided he wanted to create a similar movement to the Wu-Tang Clan because it was strength in numbers. That was the reason they created S5, the rap group. He figured that each member could bring along 20 members in which they would create a movement, especially in the Far Rockaway area of Queens. Now, after dropping music as S5, the crew gained recognition from DJ Clue, in which Clue took Stack Bundles under his wing and tried to get Stack Bundles a record deal. While that was in motion, the group S5 fizzled after losing members, and they eventually replaced the members with Chinx Drugz. With Riot Squad making noise in the streets, the public would think that the group was generating money, doing it for the love of the art. Chinx not making money off of the music, he decided to make money on the streets. In the early months of 2005, Chinx was sentenced to nearly 5 years in prison at the Mid-Stakes Correctional Facility. The incident happened when he was around 15 years old. He was arrested and turned himself into police during a 1999 attempted robbery of Carmelo Arroyo, in which Chinx Drugz and another 15-year-old tried to rob the guy. A scuffle ensued, and that's when the victim was shot in the stomach. Now, Arroyo was treated at the scene and transferred to the St. John's Hospital, where he remained in critical condition. Although Pinkins and his co-defendant was only 15 years old, they did try them as an adult because of the seriousness of the actual case.
Chinx Drugz, talk to him, man.
Listen, people, I only
Far
got a couple
Rockaway.
of months on the streets. I might be going straight up north, but take it while it's hot, man. I'm looking at the world from a side angle. Catch me on a dollar bill sitting on top of a triangle. Conquering the east is possible, I'm able. They loving all the several flows that I finagle. Take what I say offensively. Duke, I've been taking mug shots ever since picture day in elementary. I figured out how to be a man when I knew the world operated off supply and demand. Listen, give me mines in advance, they labeling as tuna, spending most of their lives in the can, cause the judge got a quota for convictions. But him, I'm in the kitchen, whipping all the right fixings. Hit it with the cold water, make it cool. They call me the mad chemist, and I never took lab in school. I'm from the gutter, I ain't a lavish dude. I was raised with a plastic spoon in my mouth, ruling my house. It's my castle. Daddy wasn't there, so I had to man up and let the bed grow. Apologetic to my victims, I'd never be. It was all, if it happened, it was meant to be. I hope you go to Cali and get on Sunset Bully and be another legendary rapper. Look, I ain't coming to the game to make friends. I came in the game to break bread with niggas that I came in with, and I bet you they feeling the same. I've been around till my blood gets spilled. You only as gangsters the last motherfucker you.
Yeah, ain't nobody, huh?
What's the situation, big dog?
That's a young boy, man.
Youngest
Captain Hook. If you want a hook, send a check. Send a check.
Give me some fire. Run me some acapella fire right fast. We throw the beats on the air.
Yo, listen, man. Now when I catch your ass, it ain't gonna be a pretty picture. We bustin' and rushin', sending all of your niggas with you. Homie, we steady mobbing, putting niggas in mausoleums, put them in suits, presentable for they moms to see them. Walk with me through the swamp and see why I'm is, how I'm is. It's the only way to handle my biz. I got too many people counting on me. I can't let them down. My baby won't get a meal if I choose to settle down. So I roll on these busters, mash on these.
You need the beat or you good? You good?
I don't want no
Let's
beat.
air out. Let's keep it all out.
Yo,
Let's go.
black out for me, baby.
Black out.
It's like they caught a middle of a jukes. I suggest you just put 'em up when jacking for beats. Guarantee ya, I get your attention. Ain't too many worthy opponents out there in my division before my henchmen, but they hitting, they gotta get my permission. Shorty, listen, when the shots come out, that's Smithing. Give 'em 25 like Christmas. I'm a bona fide G that's on a mission. Learn my game from New York. Watch them gangsters in the West. In the talk, this is gangster at its best. In the middle of a blaze, you ain't got no time to go grab your vest and see you buck back at him or get burnt where your midsections is. Buster, when it come to rap, I'm a perfectionist, but I still hit the block with the multicolored tops and still be snatching necklaces. Check this shit, my specialty, recklessness is clearly use a pessimist when people want me to address this shit. I can't with sipping sake on Suzuki's and Osaka Bay. I was getting it popping with them groupies, better block away. You're gonna respect them G's at a Far Rockaway. You's a gangster, I know, but not today.
Not today. The Riot Squad boys is what it is, man.
What up?
Chinx Drugz, stack bundles. Bino, y'all already know what it is.
42 G's, man, ain't here yet, man, but
man.
you know what I'm saying?
Now, while in prison, Chinx revealed that he did get married and he earned his GED. His wife, Janelli, now the mother of his 2 of 3 children, she revealed that he had his state's greens on and he was married in the year of 2016 during the ceremony. She said he was able to wear a collar shirt. It was nice. They felt like regardless where it was and how it was done, they wasn't too picky about them getting married. Now, while in prison, Chinx definitely handled his business behind the bars. While Stack Bundles and the Riot Squad took off locally with the music, it wasn't a rare occasion that the group would shout out Chinx Drugz in their music. While in prison, Chinx had gotten a tattoo which said, "Love don't live here no more." He revealed this during a XXL interview. He said, "I got this tattoo in 2007 while I was serving a 4-year sentence at the Mid-State Correctional Facility in upstate New York. It says, 'Love don't live here no more,' on the left side of my chest, right over my heart. Around the holidays, I had jumped on the phone and called home. I had my grandmother call my girlfriend. She didn't pick up for a whole week previous to that. I found that she was doing her 1-2 thing with another guy. I then decided to call my homie, and he didn't pick up the phone either. He had disconnected his line. I was locked up with one of my white friends, Johnny Handsome. He had already done 20 years in prison, and at the time, I said, 'Yo, Johnny, I want to get a tat that says love don't live here. I ain't getting no love.' He did the tattoo in like an hour, and it cost me 2 boxes of cigarettes. When people see the tattoo, the normal response is, 'Damn, that's cold,' or 'Wow, that's some cold.' It's probably the most significant tattoo I have on my body, besides the Stack Bundles one on my neck. There was a song I did where I mentioned the tattoo. I never released it because it was a little too personal. I diss my baby mama and also the name of the other people. Maybe I'll re-edit it someday so they won't get offended. If I redid it, I'll release it. Now, the group's leader of the Riot Squad, Stack Bundles, always mentioned Chinx's names in records and during interviews. Born Raekwon Elliott in the Redfern houses of Far Rockaway, he would eventually get noticed by Jim Jones in a New York City nightclub. Bundles became a close affiliate to Jim Jones in the group Bird Gang, which consisted of members of Stack Bundles, Jim Jones, Max B, and Mel M. They released a few mixtapes. Now, during the years of 2006 to 2008, Bird Gang was one of the best rap groups, especially in the New York City area. Jim Jones, who originally started as a Dipset hype man, he had a new hustle with music. He was coming off the success of being responsible for the song Ballin', which was one of the biggest songs in 2006. Rumor has it that Stack Bundles wrote the lyrics to the song. Throughout the newfound success and fame Stack Bundles was receiving, he made sure to keep Chinx Drugz up with the current on what was going on outside in the music industry and what was going on out in the streets.
Far Rock's finest, we out here with Stack Bundles, baby.
Yeah, we in the heart of Redfern, man. Y'all already know what it is. Scramble City, man. Stack Bundles, aka See More Cake. Why? Because when you see me, you see more cake. It's that simple.
That's just really good, baby. So Stack, what's up? What's up with the album? It's coming through.
10 buildings, so don't forget, man. I'm from the middle of the projects, 10 buildings and shit like that. I ain't gonna bring y'all niggas in the buildings and shit. Cause one of you stupid ass might do some shit. I might have to pluck your fucking head off for some corny shit.
That's what's up, man.
In the street, we heavy in the street. Let's not get the building and shit on there and shit like that. Let's pull it.
My nigga Stack Bundles.
Now, that run with Jim Jones would be short-lived. 1 year after linking up with Jim Jones, Stack Bundles was shot outside his housing projects in Far Rockaway. It happened June 11th of 2007. The Redfern houses was known to be a very dangerous area to live. Now, during the time of his passing, police reported that the projects were in the midst of a private war within the buildings. The night he was last seen alive at the Stereo nightclub in Manhattan, they said that the evening was incident-free. Before making his way to his home on 1460 Beach Channel Drive, he and a friend stopped at a White Castle's restaurant to get some food. He purchased some onion rings, in which those same onion rings was in his hands when he was shot. A friend that left his side said he was walking a short distance to his own home when he heard the shots. When he went back, he found Stack Bundles shot in the head and neck. Stack was rushed to the trauma center at the Jamaica Hospital, where he was declared DOA. Police officials declined to speculate whether there were one or two shooters of the 24-year-old man. Police say the shooter took the gold medallion with a black skull that Elliott routinely wore around his neck, but they left his wallet and cash and credit cards intact. A pair of .45 caliber shells were found at the scene. While the police do not believe the shooting was related to any rap or hip-hop, locals say some in the Redfern houses were jealous of Stack Bundles' growing success in the business. Police sources revealed that they have no leads or no arrests have been made in the case. With the death of Stack Bundles and the incident making it worldwide, Chinx was informed while in the weight room in prison. Chinx revealed that he took the loss hard and wanted to quit rapping. Being that Stack Bundles was the way out the hood with the music, it would have been a simple stepping stone for Chinx when he would have got out if Stack Bundles was still alive.
What was going through your mind at that point when you found out the news? Because you were unable to be out in the real world and handle it. So what was going through your mind?
When I called home, I was incarcerated at the time, serving my time. And I called home one day. I spoke to my grandmother, and she told me that one of my friends had got. I didn't know who, so it was just like a big question mark over my head until I got a visit like that. No, it wasn't even that. I actually heard through another inmate in the jail who spoke to his peoples, and they told him what happened.
Wow.
Over the phone. So, and at that point, I wasn't even doing any music anymore. I didn't even care about music. You know what I'm saying? I pretty much was just doing my time. I didn't want anything to do with music. But when I found out that my bro was unjustly, you know what I'm saying, I couldn't let his legacy die. So I had to just keep doing what I've been doing and just keeping that name alive.
Absolutely. So how do you cope with that in a place like prison, you know what I mean? And to keep those spirits and that motivation going with your circumstances?
I can't tell you how to cope with that.
Mm-hmm.
It just got to be in you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't you can't ask somebody how they cope with getting up every day to go do a 9 to 5. It's just, you just have to do it.
Right.
It just has to be in you to get up and just take care of, you know, your everything around you. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't cope with it. I just did it. You know what I'm saying? And I just felt like I was doing the right thing by coming home and just keeping that legacy moving. So
Chinx eventually made a dedication to Stack Bundles by getting a tattoo on his neck, R.I.P. Stack, which had a huge impact on Chinx's career, while Stack kept his name alive. When Stack Bundles passed, a lot of his music started to pick up steam, and everybody was wondering who was the guy that he kept shouting out on the records. 2008, Chinx Drugz was released and connected with Max B, who was previously a part of the Bird Gang with Stack Bundles and Jim Jones. A year later, Max B played a key role in his transition from prison to music. He introduced Chinx to French Montana. He was signed to Bad Boy Records and Maybach Music at the time. French Montana would eventually become a Grammy-nominated artist. Together, they formed the group Coke Boys. Chinx dropped his first mixtape, Hurry Up and Die Volume 1, Get Your Casket On April 13th, 2009. He followed up in 2010 with Volume 2, From the Cage to the Stage. These mixtapes set the stage for his rise to fame. By 2013, acclaimed producer Harry Fraud joined the scene, shaping and changing Chinx's unique style on his fourth official mixtape, Flight 2011. The mixtape featured French Montana, but more importantly, marked the point where Chinx's artistry truly began to flourish. Chinx Drugz decided to shorten his name to Chinx. He decided to remove the word drugs from his name to avoid prejudice, and it will provide more focus on his music career to be more professional and mainstream. The name change helped him distance himself from the negative associations tied with drugs, and he wanted to appeal to a broader audience. After Flight 2011, he dropped the Cocaine Riot series, dropping the final mixtape volume the last quarter of 2014. Now, one of Chinx's biggest singles was entitled I'm a Coke Boy, which was released on Cocaine Riot 2. XXL titled the mixtape a classic mixtape. The remix to I'm a Coke Boy was number 43 on Complex's Best Song of 2013. Chinx's final project that he will put out alive will be Cocaine Riot 5. It was released on Christmas Day, December 25th of 2014. The leading single Dope House featuring Jadakiss. Jadakiss is a highly respected known rapper for his gritty lyrics, distinctive voice, and sharp wordplay. As a member of the Locks group and a part of the Rough Riders collective, he has gained acclaim for his streetwise storytelling, collaborative work with hip-hop heavyweights. Although Dope House itself didn't reach the top of the charts with collaborations with Chinx and Kiss, it was well received by fans and critics.
Like, has that point in their life where they just feel like, man, I just got to go harder, and I just got to just, everything else that happened before this point, me ain't worried about it. I'll take it from here, you know what I'm saying? It's just that breaking point, you know what I'm saying, that checkpoint in your life where you just got to get busy.
Gearing up for his final debut album, Welcome to JFK, in 2015, Chinx began to hit the studio and make music and occasionally shows throughout the United States. Chinx once was featured on Keeping Up with the Kardashians and Dash Doll. It was reported that he had a relationship with Malika Hack while out in Los Angeles. On April 24, 2015, after a show at the Soundgarden Hall in Philadelphia, Chinx ran into an old peer in which he served prison time with, Quincy Hamir, known as Q or Quality as his rap stage name. According to sources, they say Chinx and Hamir had a verbal altercation backstage. Sources say Chinx called him out as being a snitch in front of everyone. Quincy Hamir was there himself to promote his music, in which you can hear his song in the background during one of Chinx's vlogs. The song was called I Don't Know Nothing. To survive in the music industry and be a believable artist, you couldn't have a snitch jacket on your name. Immediately after the altercation, Quincy Hamir found himself looking for revenge after being exiled from the group. Now, for the next 3 weeks, law enforcement say that Quincy Hamir hunted Chinx like an animal. Unknown to Chinx, he was out in Los Angeles with French Montana for a week or so after. Eventually, Chinx decided he was going back to New York City, his hometown, and him and French Montana got into an argument about it.
I gave Chinx money to get out the hood, but Chinx came to me like, yo, I need a car and I need to get up out the hood. I gave him money to get out the hood. He thought he was getting out the hood. He bought a crib 3 blocks down.
Now, on the day of May 26, 2015, Saturday, Chinx and his family spent the early hours of the night together until a little after midnight, which was usually around the time of 12:30 when he would leave for his events. Chinx was getting ready. His wife was tired from the day that they spent together and decided to stay in while he headed out. According to his wife Janelli, his last words to her were, "I promise I'm coming straight home. I'm not going to do anything after the club." This was an abnormal night for Chinx. First being that he didn't have a heavy entourage with him. At one point, Chinx didn't have anyone to ride with him to the club. This is when Yemen Cheese came through. Yemen Cheese was a Coke Boy affiliate with ties to French Montana, and he was from the Bronx.
Coke Boy Yemen, see me in a lot of shit. You heard me in a lot of shit. I rap here shit. You know, I'm with you. Hello, thank you, come again. Yeah, one day I met first. One day at the studio, man. We just on after that. It's been a family since then, man. You know, he from Morocco, I'm from Yemen. You know, we both Muslims. You know what I mean? Love is love. Shout out to French. Shout out to all my Coke boys. Man, shout out to Chris too. Hello.
Thank you. From the game.
During an interview released in 2024, he now admits that Chinx called him and basically begged him to go to the club with him because it was just going to be him and his baby mama going to the club.
Nobody wanted to go to the club, you heard? He called me, he like, yo, bro, you not coming? I ain't got nobody to pull up with me, bro. Just me and my baby mom.
Chinx and Yemen arrived at the club and Chinx performed. The DJ for the club at the night, DJ Babyface, he revealed that the atmosphere at the club was positive and the crowd loved this performance. He revealed that when he got on stage, he requested for Dope House to be played, and the crowd went crazy and showed him so much love.
Shout out to Chinx, what up, baby? Homie right here, real homies since day one. You know what I'm saying?
He said, "Last night as Chinx got on the stage, he asked for Dope House to be played when I dropped the beat. The crowd went crazy, showed him so much love. #RIP. Now the event was a hit. By 3 a.m., Chinx and his friend Yemen decided to leave. They planned to head to an after-hour spot, a hookah bar, to keep the night going. But when they got there, it was closed. Realizing their plans had changed, they opted to call it a night. Chinx suggested that they go back to his place where Yemen could grab a cab to go home, as it would be more convenient for both. Surveillance footage from outside the hookah bar shows them in their car, that silver Porsche, driving away. For the next 10 to 15 minutes, they cruised around listening to Chinx's music and enjoying the night. It was a fun end to an energetic night. They had no idea Chinx would be hunted down, ambushed, and killed in cold seconds later. Around 4 a.m., they stopped at a red light on Main Street and Queens Boulevard. Out of nowhere, one Yemen jumped out of a car that was behind them and opened fire. Yemen felt a sharp pain in his ribs, and then more shots rang out.
We driving, we get to Queens Boulevard, we stop at a light. Yeah. Somebody jumped out and sprayed us. Got close and just went and just shot. He was still talking. He like, yo, let's get us out of here.
This video is going to detail the route that Chinx took the night he was. I'm parked here in front of the hookah lounge that was closed when he arrived. I'm doing this video roughly the same time of the morning that he was around, and at 4:30 he had left here, closed, and headed west on Union Turnpike. And gets out of the black Mercedes that was behind him, stands there, and opens fire on him, hitting him. As he's shot, he blows this light, cuts left, As you can see, it's just quiet. There's no red light cameras. There's nobody around. So this is the perfect place if you were to commit to do it. By the time he stopped, he was pretty much, and his car comes this way and just lands right here.
Chinx shielded his friend, taking most of the bullets, getting hit at least 7 times. Yemen was hit twice, 1 bullet puncturing his lungs. Chinx, although gravely wounded, urged Yemen to drive. Despite his own critical condition of Yemen, he managed to steer the car to a short distance before crashing into a vehicle near a Dunkin' Donuts. The attacker sped away. Chinx was alive after his attack, but his condition was dire. Coke Boy Yemen used the little strength he had left to reach out for help from the nearby police officers. The officers on the scene reported that Chinx appeared to have 15 wounds. Some may have been exit wounds. Around 5 a.m., Chinx's wife Janelli woke up to him not being home. She called his phone and wished he didn't pick up. She assumed he had gone to the studio. About 5 minutes later, she got a call from his manager telling her that the detectives had called him that the news that Chinx had been shot and was taken to the hospital. They asked her to contact him. The level of the situation hadn't fully registered. She started to fear that Chinx might not have made it. Her fears were confirmed when she spoke to the detectives, who told her to head to the hospital, but they advised her not to drive alone. At that point, his wife realized that she was on her way to hear the worst news. And that's exactly what happened when she got there.
The hip-hop artist, part of French Montana's Coke Boys, had just performed in Brooklyn Sunday morning. In his final text to a friend as he left the club, Lionel told Manny Mills, "Love you, big bro." Manny replied, "Love you too, bro. Thanks for everything." A memorial now stands where Lionel...
Celebrities reacted early that Sunday morning, reacting to Chinx's passing.
Young man got Queens named Chinx. And I think it's real important for us. Like, I can't understand that we are seriously under attack like never before. Like never before. Rest in peace to Chinx. And we still each other. We need to understand that we are kings and queens.
Travis Scott said, "Rest in peace, Chinx, bro. We love you. I'll do every show forever. Hashtag rest in peace, Chinx." Mano said, "Unbelievable." Khloe Kardashian, she put on her page, "We've only known each other for a short while, but it was the best time. Full of memories I will forever cherish. I miss you, Chinky. Hashtag the Wolfpack, RIP Chinx." Bun B said, "RIP Chinx, RIP Stacks. Prayers up to his family in French." McMill said, "Can't let these suckers shatter your dreams. RIP Chinx." Diley also said, "Rest in peace, Chinx. Sad I had to wake up to this terrible news. One of the most genuine, most humble guys you will ever meet. You'll be missed, brother." Blogs started to report that Chinx had a child on the way at the time of his passing, approximately 8 months pregnant with a baby boy. The only thing is, it wasn't with his wife. Now, the mother named the son Lionel after his father. According to the child's mother, she said that the pair were in a 2-year relationship. She posted on Instagram after hearing the news of him passing. Chinx's wife went to her Facebook to address the rumors and gossip because everybody was talking about who Chinx was messing with when he passed. She said, "I'm going to address this one time and one time only because I'm so tired of the comments and the posts in this BS. I do not care about Malika, Erica Mena, or any other chick that had any involvement with my husband. What's known and understood does not need to be explained. I am mourning the loss of my husband, trying to find his, preparing my kids for the worst, and planning a effing funeral. I am not worried." Lastly, Chinx had a relationship with Erica Mena from Love and Hip Hop.
I'm saying you and Erica Mena, you turning her back straight. He's like, yo.
Yeah, that's my peoples, man. She just, you know what I'm saying? She a hard worker. She out here grinding. She got big. Of course she does. That's it's a good thing, you know what I'm saying? But you know, she out here like me, just trying to get paper, grinding. You know what I'm saying?
Throw him off. Throw him off now. We ready.
I expect this. He's supposed to do that, man. Yeah. That's my homegirl. Shout out to E, man.
Now, almost immediately after the news, social media exploded with rumors on who did it and why it happened. Being that the incident happened around 5 in the morning, one of the first people who sparked rumors on the internet was a guy by the name of Shaba Ranks. He claimed he was the one responsible and he was the one that shot Chinx. Hours later, it was reported that the rumor turned out to be false. Some say that the guy who was with Chinx, Yemen Cheese, set the motion in Plea. Yemen posted from the hospital after hearing the news that he set him up. Comments, people said that Yemen set him up. Yemen put to his page, he says, "Thinking about my boy, sleep in peace, Coke boys." He also said, "Rest in peace to my brother. Words can explain how I feel right now. I'm fighting the fight. Hashtag long live Chinx. Hashtag pray for me." According to the reports, Yemen stopped cooperating with the police while in the hospital with a collapsed lung. He said he gave him everything he knew, and that's all he had for him. Now, the rumor of Yemen having anything to do with the setup has yet third person in the car at one point. It was rumored that the third guy was dropped off right before he was ambushed. During the interview with Fox News, Yemen revealed that it was only him and Chinx in the car the entire night. Another rumor that has yet to be confirmed true. During that time, the internet couldn't believe a rapper was by himself in such a vulnerable moment. It was very odd that Chinx didn't have security, with the night being a paid event. One of Chinx's peers and OGs from Far Rockaway area posed his concern on how he doesn't understand why he didn't have any security.
For two, still ain't learned. Couldn't have. You still ain't learned. I'm trying to figure this out. For one, why the was he dropping somebody off at a train station? I don't get that. I don't know. Whoever feel ways about it, explain it to me when you see me. For two, listen, let me tell you something. This world, regardless of why you don't, if you understand it or not, there are in the world. It happens in the world. There are people who hit people. That's their job, regardless if you like it or not. America's in the Middle East right now, other countries in other countries, and hitting people. It happens, regardless of saying, why is it happening? This is not right. It happens. There are people who do stuff like this. You dig what I'm saying? There are people who run around and shoot because it's fucked up to say it, but that's what the fuck they do. And if somebody did that dumb shit, or whatever foul had that done, however it went, those fucking idiots that went out there to do that, that was their job. This the problem with me. Security. It's your job to prevent it. Where the f was his security at? It's not supposed to have been. Chinx Drugz was shot tonight by an unknown car of 1, 2, 3, 4, however many people that was in there. No. It's supposed to have been affiliates with Chinx Drugz was locked up or on the run tonight for firing on a car that tried to pull alongside of him to shoot on him. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why security is not laying in a fucking hospital bed, probably handcuffed to the bed for firing on that car? Why 15 shots went off and ain't no shots come out that or from a car around him? That's what I'm trying to figure out. So you still ain't learned. And a lot of you fake that be acting like you security. Now, some of you not even leg and toes. Not even leg and toes. You have no substance. Nobody don't even fucking respect you. You're not even socialized with who give it up like this to be knowing what the going on in the jungle. You just acting like it, and you so blind and stupid, you try to keep certain officials away from because you think they're going to take something from a plate that you don't even have because you're not even driving to nothing. Chain borrowing, you ain't doing shit. So I'm trying to figure out where the was his security at? A Charger, since I've been home, I'm looking at cars and I just copped something. I'm like, damn, Chargers and all cheap, so I had a $5,000 Charger with the go-go gadget button in it. Beep, bop, boop, boop, boop. With behind it. And trying to ease up on it. Yo, what you doing? Yo, before that happened to that, it gotta happen in here. I'm telling you. Been here, man. This is bugged out. You posting you the next one and this, that, and the third. You might be the next one. Because you still ain't learned, man. Y'all still ain't learned. You just let walk over to the dark still. Let ride out into the night for Dolo still. Still, man. Where's the security at? Y'all let that happen, man. I don't give a fuck how you feel about it, man. Y'all let that happen, man. That's foul. Y'all let it happen. So you can take it on your shoulders. You can take it on the chin. Or you can say, me, whatever. You know what I mean? You can say my name or whatever you want to say my name in. That's your business to do that. When I feel like I get a chance, I will say yours back. Because I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You could take this to the cop that you tell to or whatever you want to do. Every man in this world have a God-given right to defend himself. I don't give a fuck what this country say, no cops say, or nobody. You got a God-given right to defend yourself from verbal threat, indirect threat, or direct threat. You're not just going to chase me around. You're not just going to run down on my video shoots and do no, and then I'm just going to be looking at myself in the mirror. Sorry to tell you, player, you're going to be running sometime too, limping sometime too, dropping. Something going to happen. I don't know what you say. You're not just doing nothing to me or claiming you're going to just be doing something to me and I'm just going to be waiting around to happen, player. I don't give a fuck how you feel or your family, because you don't give a fuck about mine, so I won't give a fuck about your family either. So all that posting you the next rapper and all that posting and all that other dumb and love, what happened to security? That's what I'm trying to figure out. You didn't learn from before? What happened to security? That's my question to everybody. Who the f was security? That kid that was on the passenger side that got hit, from my understanding, was a cool, laid-back, pretty boy. It's not security. Why security ain't hit? Why security ain't laying in the hospital bed? Why security ain't locked up for shooting the out of somebody that was in that other car? Why? Worry about that one. Stop putting stuff, stop asking me in my inbox, yo, that's foul, man. Y'all gotta get together. No disrespect to y'all. I don't want to hear that right now. When you start moving right, then you holler at me. You want to learn how to move right? Then holler at me, man. Mess with some people who have some substance, man, that know what's really going on. Stop trying to be on some, I ain't messing with him. No, my man's them, they chill, they cool, they new people. That don't mean they ain't in the jungle. That don't mean they have no substance. That don't mean nobody respect them. He hit him. Oh, all right. He hit a leg and toe on your block before. Okay. Really? Yes. Thank you. All right. He's a yes man. Because if you security and your fan, we out of here. Where? We leaving the club. I don't care. It's 11 o'clock. I don't like this atmosphere. We out of here. Come on. Yo, move. Yo, get him out of the way. Come on. Get him in the car. We out of here. We going. That's that. Security. Think about security, man. Don't try to just have all that other weird stuff around you. And I'm not even talking about nobody. I'm talking about in general. But I know some people might take it a certain way. But that's your business, bro. You can take it how you want to take it. You can feel how you want to feel, man. Because I was foul and allowed that to happen to him. You allowed it to happen, man. No, 100, man. I'll see you soon, man. Let me get back to doing what I'm doing. Rest in peace, Chinx. Foul.
Chinx was laid to rest on May 26 of 2015 at the AME Cathedral in Jamaica, Queens. Joel Santana, Graf, Skyzoo, and French Montana attended his funeral.
Please make room for the captain to come through.
Now, during a memorial for Chinx, his mother had a message for French Montana. Understandably frustrated because no one had any answers on what happened to Chinx, she sent the message on camera and it went viral. She wanted to know what happened to her son.
Nah, I want to use it all. B. Diddy and French Montana need to come out and see me. They ain't said nothing to me since my child been. Even when my child was, they didn't say nothing to me.
So what do you want them to say to you?
They need to come and see me. That's what they need to do. They should come and see me. P. Diddy and French.
And why do you feel so strongly that they need to come forward and talk with you?
Because I'm Lionel's mother. I need answers. That's why.
You feel disrespected?
All the way. Yes, they disrespect me. All the way.
Not even at the funeral?
At the funeral, only thing French said to me, I asked French, why did y'all do that to my child? He said, because he wouldn't listen. And I told French, you're not his father, but I am his mother.
Now, 2 years later, after Chinx's death, his family and friends got judicial justice. On December of 2017, 2 years after, Quincy Homer and Jamar Hill were arrested and charged for the 2015 the rapper Chinx. New evidence surfaced implicating a motive. Police say Quincy Homer's cell phone pinged and was at the same club that Chinx was at that night. Followed him to the hookah lounge in which his cell phone was there as well, and also at the same exact spot and time when Chinx was shot. His cell phone pinged the towers. They assume Homer found out the rapper's location via a flyer on Instagram and allegedly followed him until he stopped at that red light. At that point, Quincy Homer fired a 9mm handgun with the extended clip into Chinx's Porsche, which resulted in his death and the injury of his friend Coke Boy Yemen. They were just waiting for the perfect opportunity. They both acted in concert together. They connect the arrest, in-depth research done by detectives Thomas Scalise and Vincent Santilego. We can only do what we can do, so I'm happy that they have some closure in this. The two alleged feud took place back in 2019 of September. They were both incarcerated. According to the Lieutenant Richard Rudolph, he wasn't sure what exactly the fight was about, but the suspect Quincy probably got the worst of it and wanted to get back at Chinx. At the time, Chinx was serving a brief sentence after a parole violation stemming from a 3-year sentence for robbery and drug charges. The two suspects were already serving time for unrelated charges when they were arrested.
Quincy, why did you do it? Why did you do it?
Jamar, why did you do it? What do you say to Chinx's widow? What do you say to his kids?
Chinx's widow, Janelli, expressed her frustrations with the newfound evidence on a Facebook post. On Friday, the day after, she posted, 2.5 years ago, I dealt with a lot of BS. Now this has come out and everything feels fresh again. But what I can't do this time is let anyone from social media disturb my peace. Time will prevail all. Now everyone's a detective. The widow was insinuating that everyone on the internet was being a detective, blaming It got so bad that French Montana even thought the guy who was responsible for his came to Chinx's funeral. But that turned out to be a lie, and even the wife spoke about it on her social media.
Chinx was at the funeral.
Wow.
These are the type of situations that we live in.
Now, one fact that was real was the suspect Quincy Homer did have some type of twisted obsession with Chinx. 4 months after his passing, Homer was seen in the background hanging out with Uncle M in an interview where you can clearly see him wearing a RIP Chinx hat. Knowing he was going to be on camera or around celebrities that knew Chinx makes people scratch their heads.
Oh man.
I can't be a sister by my buddy. Goddamn.
And one more. Club Mansion.
Which one?
In the Bronx.
Okay, that's
on the 25th.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you
Club
moving?
Mansion on 25th.
You moving?
He just showed you some more money y'all made, right?
Oh, that's the manager.
Now, the same year, Chinx released his debut album, Welcome to JFK. The album debuted at number 21 on the Billboard 200, selling 14,600 copies in the United States. The album had features with Stack Bundles, Ty Dolla $ign, Jeremiah, Meek Sims, and French Montana. As of making this documentary, the alleged suspect Quincy Hamir case hasn't started trial yet. He pled not guilty in court. The suspect had to handle his federal case first, then it would be the state case for Chinx. March of 2024, Quincy Hamir was sentenced to 18 years in federal prison for masterminding an armed bank robbery at a Wells Fargo bank in Hempstead, New York on November 9th, 2015, a couple of months after the Chinx incident. Now, during the robbery, he and his co-conspirators brandished weapons, tying up bank employees and customers of some with zip tied and held them captive. He got away with over $375,000 in cash. GPS tracker hidden in the stolen money led the police to the getaway vehicle, resulting the arrest of one of the robbers that same day. Quincy Hamir was arrested in November of 2016 in Miami, Florida, after a year-long investigation by federal and local law enforcement agencies. Since Quincy Hamir was sentenced first federally, the Chinx case, if he's convicted, it will run concurrently if he's found guilty. No date has been set for the Queen's trial of Chinx.
I don't want a crib in Miami. I don't want a crib in LA. I'm a dirty ass Far Rockaway. I want to build my mansion right in the middle of the ghetto. So every morning when I wake up and hop up out my bed, I look down and see poverty. I know where the f I came from.
You know what I want to say? You know what I want to say?
Uh-huh.
And I want to know if you feel this.
Uh-huh.
It's two people that's sitting up and watching down, smiling at us right now.
Chinx and Stack Bundle.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Wow, that's real.
Hell yeah.
Bro, I remember Chinx was in jail and Stacks was on the road on the tour with me and he would call Stacks' phone. He like, G's, I got it, G's, we gonna blow, G's, when we come home, capo on it. Yo, it just was crazy like that. And when the Chinx, when he came home at first and shit like that, you know, I remember the whole story and shit like that. He came to the studio and shit like that, and I don't know if we saw eye to eye at that time and shit like that, and then he started doing business with you and shit like that, and
yeah,
I never forget, we was, I don't know if you ever told you this, we was in the BET building on 54th Street.
Oh, Chinx?
Yeah.
Nah,
and,
he didn't tell me that.
Y'all was in there, and they was trying to keep me from going to the floor. Boy, why he end up in the elevator with me and six of some bro?
Damn, he didn't even tell me that. Rest in peace, my man.
Bro. He said Stack's name, bro. And when he said Stack's name, I couldn't even.
Yeah.
You dig? It was like,
yeah.
It just like, yo, bro, you know what I mean? I knew how much Stack's really loved. That was damn it. That was Stack's best friend, bro. Like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That was like brothers. He had it tatted all over him. Like, that was big.
God bless them, both their souls, man. You know,
they took a part of me, and I know you felt the same way when Stax passed away, man. Like,
bro,
they got a special energy, bro. Like when they're around.
I don't even like to talk. I don't talk in interviews about Stax. I don't like when people ask me questions about Stax. That's how personal it is to me, because I knew
likewise
how much he meant and what the agenda we had and what he was trying to do for himself and for the people around him. Like that, like Stax was a special dude, special talent. So was Chinx. As I seen Chinx starting getting busy, I was like, that's that Stax was telling me about. He like, nah, Jesus, different, Jesus. He got some telling you.
Yeah.
And I just started to see it unfold. I started seeing getting busy. I'm like hating a little bit, but you dig? I danced to it in my house, never in the street.
Now, one thing about him though, he was never the type to say something negative cause me, you know, I never, even Flex will tell you, even I know Fat Joe is on here, he'll tell you, like when the name come up, I don't even approach it in a negative way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever happened when it's like this, but whenever it's off, I don't never say like jump in this situation. Like when Flex bring your name up, I don't even say nothing. But that's how Chinx was. And I'm sure that's how Stacks was. It's like if it ain't there, don't even talk about it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I love his energy. You know what I'm saying? And Stack was like when he said that, I know he really meant that. Not to really get out of a situation. Like he really meant that. He know how much you meant to you know what I'm saying? To the homie. Hey, you know what we gotta do, Jim? We gotta do Chinx. We gotta do Chinx and Stacks Day.
That's major.
That's what we gotta do. That's what we gotta do for New York. Chinx and Stacks Day.
We gotta do Chinx and Stacks Day, and we gotta make it big. We gotta get a lot of people involved.
We gotta do that.
Big. We gotta do it big for the kids. We gotta do it big for the community. We gotta do it big for Far Rock.
Ain't nobody gonna say no to that.
We gotta do it big for Far Rock, and I know Far Rock never gets nothing.
Exactly. Ain't nobody gonna do it if we don't do it. You heard, Cabo?
Word up, man. Far Rock gonna love this. Queen's gonna love this. We definitely. I'm definitely with that, my brother. Like I wish I could shake. I wish I could shake your hand right now through the. But I definitely. Let's definitely.
You already know, my nigga.
Let's definitely do a Stacks and Chinx Day, a Chinx and Stacks Day. Like I don't know.
Let's build on that, bro.
But wherever we
I'm
do
dead
that,
serious.
It's gonna be
I wasn't
Far
gonna come to you until I had that, but I wanted to give it out to you.
Drewski,
You know
what's up now?
That energy to the world and everybody that's on live right now. This is a special moment. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure everybody.
We just Stacks and Chinx Day. You got me mad hype right now.
For real.
You got me mad hype. That's heavy. We gotta do a festival style. Bunch of the young artists just go ham and shit. Like this how.
We could do it one of their birthdays. I know Chinx's birthday is December. We could do it around there.
Dub, what up?
As soon as this thing is over, we definitely got, you know what I'm saying?
Got it, what up?
Do that.
Nah, definitely. Let's definitely do that, man. Let's go, man.
Appreciate you, bro. For real, for real.